Hello, and welcome to this Success Hypnotherapy session for improving concentration and focus. This session will allow your unconscious mind to begin organizing attention in a cleaner, steadier, and more powerful way. You know that sometimes you find that your mind jumps from one thing to another, as if every thought is asking for your attention all at once. Or maybe you already concentrate well in certain situations and would simply like that ability to become more available, more dependable, and more natural whenever it matters. The thing to remember about focus is that it's not forced, it's not tension, it's not trying harder and harder until the mind becomes tired. Real focus is more like a beam of light becoming narrower and narrower, clearer and brighter, until it illuminates what matters and everything else fades into the background. And you already know how to do this in some way. You've watched a film and forgotten the time. You've been playing a game and become so absorbed you haven't noticed what other people have been saying. You've solved a problem, followed a conversation, learned a skill, noticed details, and for that time your mind knew how to stay with that one thing. And this session is not about creating something from nothing. It's about taking an ability you already possess and placing it more firmly under your direction. From now on, distractions can become cues to return to a subject. The wandering mind can become a reminder to refocus. And the moment you notice you've drifted, that very noticing can become the beginning of renewed concentration. And as you begin to settle in now, your mind can learn that calm attention is powerful attention. A relaxed mind can be a precise mind. A steady breath creates steady thought, and the more you relax, the more you can focus. And so now, as you begin to settle into a place where you can relax undisturbed for a little while, take a few moments to become comfortable. And you can just allow the process of improving your concentration and your focus to begin right now. And as you begin to make yourself comfortable and start to relax, just take a nice deep breath in. Hold it for a moment, and then let it out slowly. And as you let it out, let your eyes close gently. That's right. And now take your attention to your eyelids, just your eyelids. And you can relax the tiny muscles around the eyes so completely that for this moment they simply don't want to work. You can make them loose, soft, heavy, and comfortable. And when you know you've relaxed them that much, hold on to that relaxation and gently test them, just enough to notice that they'd rather remain closed. And that feels so good. And just stop testing now and go deeper. And now take that relaxation and spread it across your face, through your forehead, down your cheeks, down into the jaw, just allowing it to flow down the neck and shoulders, letting that relaxation travel down the arms, through the hands into the fingertips, across the chest and back, into the stomach and the hips. A gently flowing ease into the legs, all the way over the knees, down to the feet, all the way down to the tips of your toes. Your whole body understands that it can let go now. And slowly and gently bring your attention back to your eyelids. Relax them even more, softer, heavier, more peaceful. And just notice how relaxed they feel. And then double that relaxation down through the entire body. Every muscle, every nerve, every fiber becoming calmer, becoming easier. And as the body relaxes, the mind can relax in its own way. And in a moment you can begin silently counting in your mind, starting with a number 1. And after each number, your mind doubles its relaxation until the numbers fade away, drift away, disappear into nothing. Begin now. 1, softer. 2, slower. 3, double the mental relaxation. 4, letting the numbers fade. 5, fading away to nothing. And whether the numbers have already gone or going now, or simply becoming less important with every breath, you can let them dissolve into that quiet space inside your mind. And as your mind becomes quieter, your attention becomes more available, less scattered, more gathered. It's like all the loose threads of thought being gently drawn into one clear center. And as you rest here, listening to my words and the spaces between my words, just imagine that you're standing at the top of a wide open staircase. This staircase leads down into a private inner place where concentration becomes easy. And each step down takes you deeper into a calm focus. In a moment I'll count down from 10 to 1. And with each number you can descend a step, and with each step your body relaxes more, or your mind becomes clearer. 10. Stepping down now, leaving the outside world behind. 9. The shoulders softening, the breath becoming steady. 8. The forehead smoothing, the eyes resting, the mind quietening. 7. Drifting deeper. Every sound, every word, taking you deeper and deeper into relaxation. 6. Every breath becoming easier, more natural, more relaxed. 5. Halfway down now, feeling calm and centered. 4. Any unnecessary thoughts are floating away like leaves in a stream. 3. Deeper still, into a place where your attention becomes simple. 2. Nearly there, peaceful, settled and receptive. And 1. All the way down now. At the bottom of the staircase there's a doorway, and on the doorway is a symbol of focus, perhaps a bright point of light or a clear crystal. A symbol of focus that's just right for you. And as you pass through that doorway, you enter a room of concentration. This room belongs to that focused part of your mind. The air here feels fresh and clean. The light is just right. The atmosphere itself seems to be organized for thought. In this place, every unnecessary thought just moves to the edges. Every distraction softens and dims. And every useful idea can come forward at just the right time. And just notice a warm current of relaxation moving through your body now, from the top of your head down through your face, through the neck and shoulders, down the arms, through the chest and back. It flows down through the stomach, the hips, the legs, the ankles and the feet. And the deeper your body relaxes, the more clearly your mind can focus. And now, in this inner room of concentration, you can begin to discover how your mind is already learning to focus differently. Concentration isn't something you chase. It's something you allow to gather. Like light through a lens, it becomes stronger when it's brought together. And somewhere inside you, there's a wise part of the mind that knows what matters. That part can recognize the important task the useful thought, the next step, the meaningful priority. And from now on, that part of your mind becomes stronger, clearer, and more influential. And you may begin to notice now or in the days and weeks ahead that when you sit down to do something important, something inside quietly says, "This matters now." And when that quiet signal appears, your attention begins to settle. Your breathing steadies. Your eyes become calm. Your body becomes still in just the right way, and your mind turns towards the task. There's no strain, there's no pressure, just a calm interest and a natural precision. You can focus on one thing at a time, and one thing at a time is enough. I once worked with a craftsman who made beautiful wooden boxes. People would come from far away to see his work because every line was clean, every corner was exact, and every surface was so smooth. I was always fascinated by his work, and I asked him one day how he made everything so perfect. With a smile on his face, he turned to me and he said, "I don't make everything perfect. I give myself completely to one movement I'm making." And that's the secret your unconscious mind can take on board now. One movement, one sentence, one page, one conversation, one decision, one clear beam of attention. When the mind tries to run ahead, you can return. And when the mind looks behind, you can return. When a sound or a thought or a message or a passing impulse tries to pull your attention away, that becomes a signal that you can return. A distraction is no longer proof that you can't focus. It becomes the bell that reminds you to focus again. And every time you notice your mind wandering, you're already returning. And every time you return, your focus becomes stronger. And every time your focus becomes stronger, success feels more natural. And you can really, really begin to enjoy that. Now, there may have been times in the past when concentration seemed difficult. But the past is only a place where old learning happened. And old learning can be updated. And just because your attention wandered before doesn't mean it has to wander now. The fact that focus used to fade doesn't mean it cannot be strengthened. The mind that once learned distraction can now learn direction. You may begin to find that your attention becomes like a loyal dog, trained to come back when called. It may wander for a moment, sniffing at an idea, noticing a sound, sensing a movement, and then the moment you call it back, it returns gladly, easily. And the more often it returns, the quicker it returns, and the quicker it returns, the steadier it becomes. And the steadier it becomes, the more you trust yourself. And from now on, you can trust your ability to concentrate. You can trust yourself to begin. You can trust yourself to continue. And you can trust yourself to return and to finish. And you know, there's something deeply satisfying about finishing. That clean feeling, that inner click, that moment when the mind knows it's done. And your unconscious mind can begin to crave that healthy satisfaction, that success feeling, that quiet pride of having stayed with something long enough to complete it well. Now, in your mind's eye, imagine seeing yourself in the near future. See yourself preparing to focus on something important. It may be work or study, practicing or listening. See yourself there as if you're watching the scene on a screen in a movie theater. Notice the posture of that focused you, the calm, the settled, the readiness. Notice the face, relaxed and attentive, the breathing steady and purposeful. Notice how that future you begins the task, not waiting for perfect motivation, not needing everything to feel ideal. Simply beginning. And as the beginning happens, the focus grows. Just watch that now. See that future you moving into concentration. Distractions may appear around the edges, and yet they seem less powerful now. They fade into the background. They blur like distant shapes beyond the window. The task becomes clearer, the goal becomes brighter, the next step becomes obvious. And as you watch that future you can learn from yourself. You can notice that concentration is a state. And because it's a state, it can be entered, it can be deepened, it can be returned to, and it can become very, very familiar. And now you can gently drift into that future you, as if stepping into that body, looking through those eyes, hearing through those ears, feeling that calm, focused strength from the inside. Be there now. Feel what it feels like to concentrate with ease. Feel the mind becoming narrow in the best way, like a beam of light. Feel your attention settling on what matters, and feel the quiet confidence of knowing that you can stay with this feeling. And now bring the thumb and first finger of one hand gently together in your imagination or physically, if that feels natural. And as the thumb and finger come together, let that become a signal for focus, a simple inner switch, calm attention, clear intention, focus now. And every time the thumb and finger come together in the right situation, your unconscious mind can remember this state. The breathing steadies, the body settles, the mind clears, and the next useful step becomes easier. Focus now, and let that signal become stronger as you imagine using it in different situations. Before reading, focus now. Before writing, focus now. Before studying, focus now. Before creating, focus now. Before completing, focus now. And you begin to realize that focus is not only about shutting things out, but also about letting the right things in. Letting in understanding and insight, calm persistence. Letting in the feeling that success is built one focused moment at a time. One focused moment leads to another, and another, and another, until suddenly the work is done, the skill has grown, the knowledge has deepened, and the goal has moved closer. And from this moment forwards, your mind begins to prefer clear attention. It becomes easier to notice what matters, easier to start, easier to return, and easier to complete. And even if a task is large, your mind can break it naturally into the next clear piece. You don't need to have to hold the whole mountain in your mind. You only take the next step on the path, and the next, and the next. And so now let these suggestions settle deeply within your subconscious. Your concentration improves. Your focus strengthens. Your attention returns quickly and your mind becomes calm and clear. You succeed one focused moment at a time. And now it's time to bring this session to a close. In a few moments you can begin returning to ordinary waking awareness, bringing with you the calm, clear focus your mind has learned today. And before you return fully, imagine that in a room of concentration, placing that small symbol of focus within you. Let that symbol settle into the center of your mind, where it belongs. And know that you can return to this focused place within whenever you choose. And now as I count from 1 to 5, you can return feeling refreshed, steady and clear. 1. Bringing back the benefits of this experience. 2. Energy beginning to return to your body. 3. Your mind becoming brighter, clearer and more alert. 4. Taking a deeper breath now, feeling balanced and grounded. And 5. Eyes opening, feeling awake, refreshed and mentally clear. And as you return, you may notice that the room seems ordinary and yet something inside feels subtly different. A steadier quality, a cleaner line of thought, a sense that focus is not far away and it's always available to you. And from now on, whenever you bring thumb and first finger gently together, with the intention to concentrate, your unconscious mind can respond with calm attention and clear direction. It doesn't need to be dramatic. It can be subtle and natural. A breath that steadies, a body that settles, a mind that clears. The next useful action becomes easier to begin. And each time you use this simple signal, it strengthens. Each time you return from distractions, it strengthens. And each time you complete one small piece of important work, it strengthens. Your focus becomes familiar, progress becomes satisfying, and success becomes something you create through calm, steady, repeated moments of attention. You've taken this time to strengthen an ability that already exists within you, and that ability can continue to grow in useful and natural ways. Let the improvements show themselves in ordinary moments, because ordinary moments build extraordinary results. Thank you for taking this time for yourself today, and until next time, goodbye and good mental health.